6. Knowledge of creation. The Quran contains verses that describe the creation of the universe, nature, and human beings. Right knowledge in this protext involves reflecting on the signs of God's creation and the purpose of existence. Overall, right knowledge is in the Quran, and it serves to encompass a broad range of topics related to belief, morality, spirituality, and practical guidance for leading a righteous and fulfilling life in accordance with Islamic teachings. Muslims are reared up to seek knowledge and understanding of the Quran to enhance their faith or iman, deepen their relationship with God, and live a life of piety and righteousness. The Holy Bible. In the protext of the Bible, the concept of right knowledge can be understood in various ways, encompassing the idea of understanding and applying God's teachings, wisdom, and truths as revealed in the scriptures. Let us take a look at some of the key aspects of right knowledge in the Bible. 1. Knowledge of God. Knowledge of God. Right knowledge in the Bible starts with the knowledge of God himself. Understanding God's nature, attributes, and character as revealed in the Bible is foundational to gaining wisdom and living a life that is pleasing to him. 2. Knowledge of his word. Right knowledge involves studying and understanding the word of God as found in the Bible. This includes knowing the teachings, commandments, and principles outlined in the scriptures to guide believers in their faith and conduct. 3. Knowledge of salvation. The Bible teaches that salvation comes through faith in Jesus Christ, also called Isa or Yeshua. Right knowledge in this protext involves understanding the significance of Jesus' sacrifice, plus his resurrection and the grace of God that provides salvation to those who believe. 4. Knowledge of truth. The Bible presents God's word as truth. Right knowledge involves one discerning between truth and falsehood, walking in the light of God's truth and living a life that aligns with his revealed truths. 5. Knowledge of wisdom. The Bible emphasizes throughout the importance of wisdom, which is viewed as a gift from God. Right knowledge includes seeking wisdom from God, applying his wisdom in making decisions, and living wisely according to his guidance. 6. Knowledge of righteousness. Right knowledge in the Bible involves understanding the concept of righteousness and living a life that is characterized by moral uprightness, obedience to God's commandments, and seeking justice and mercy. 7. Knowledge of God's will. Right knowledge includes seeking and understanding God's will for one's life. This involves prayer, seeking guidance from the Holy Spirit, and aligning one's desires and actions with God's purposes. The umbrella of it all is that right knowledge in the Bible is about seeking and applying the truths and teachings of God in one's life, growing in faith and understanding, and living in a way that reflects God's love, grace, and righteousness. It involves a deepening relationship with God, a commitment to his word, and a desire to live according to his will. Right knowledge, as should be clear, is not some made-up idea of no relevance before this day and time. Right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding, and sound right reasoning. Observe, if something does not sound right, there's always a reason. And if something does sound right, there's always a reason. We have the master teacher of all times, Dr. York, to thank for these and for other higher sciences such as the aforementioned, I thought that was hyphened, or one word, the aforementioned affirmation I bring to you this gem to remind you of the signs of connectivity. Surely all things are connected. To even explore the power behind, in front of, within, and all around the sacred key that is absolute and its twinning partner, twining. In chime, affirmation, those twinning partner in rhyme is outformation. Oh, Lord, who's money? To even explore the power behind, in front of, within, and all around the sacred key that is absolute and its twinning partner in chime, affirmation, whose twinning partner in rhyme is outformation, one must first be willing to accept the definiteness as
definiteness.
Starting over. To even explore the power behind, in front of, within, and all around the sacred key that is absolute and its twinning partner in chime, affirmation, whose twinning partner in rhyme is outformation, one must first be willing to accept the definiteness, as well as the elusiveness that vibrates with that tone, outformation. Whoever you may think you are in this existence is only halfway definiteness, if at all. What say you about the other half or so that is you, supposedly, and is absoluteness? Does it not ring the bell of any hidden mystery? Who are you? As in Alice in Wonderland. Who are you? What I am explaining to you is that whatever form you may have accepted as your own being must be in some way eclipsed, which is to say, etymologically left behind. You are much more than what you are. This is only one half of the key. The other half of the key is you are much less than you are. You must be willing to step out of the formation that you have become so accustomed to. To remove the accustomed version of yourself is to remove the costumed version. The costumed you, which is the synthetic you, as you are already whole and real. Yet you have to be able to understand that not knowing who you are is a part of knowing who you are, as your willingness to accept that you don't know all things will pave the route towards true enlightenment. You must take off the costume of the absolute. A costume, a custom, is only a custom of representation of what it really is. A costume, a custom, is only a custom made representation of what really is.
I want to make sure those notes is hit too. So when we say a costume, I know you're going to be like a costume because some people pronounce garage. A costume, a custom. You know what I mean? That's that tune that cracks open something for people. Go back up. A costume, a custom, is only a custom-made representation of what really is. Go ahead.
Be not only open, but also be willing and be excited to receive outformation, and you will come out of the formation of old into the providence of the peaking ascension realm. The informational lifestyle or way of life that urges one to cling onto an idea or precept that they feel as though they know absolutely will inevitably prove to be a prison. That being's only means of escape will be their activating the wise self. The wise self is the self that knows that even when they know, they still do not know, as change is constant. What is known is only one's reflection upon the data they were up to that point of their presumed knowing, privileged to obtaining and reflecting upon. What can human beings actually know then? One might argue that human beings know that when they breathe in and they breathe out, this in and out process allows for their survival. Yes, this is true, based on what we currently know. The question is, will this truth still be true a century from now? How about 1,000 years from now? Now, meaning both in this very moment that I author this scroll, as well as whichever moment comes to be, if it does, that you, reader, are able to receive these words. The truth about human beings being required to take in oxygen to survive could very well change right now, or a minute from now. That truth is not an absolute truth, then it is. That truth is not an absolute truth then, is it? Is anything even true or absolute? Is it even reasonable to explore the gem of what I call the eternal pursuit? A gem that offers the notion that God is an outstanding magnet of a sort, pulling all torchbearers, travelers, etc. towards it, all whilst constantly traveling away from anyone who dares to trot the path of the true light. Think of the reason I relay about the importance and the power of the question. When you decide to walk in alignment with the power of the question, you decide to, quite literally, go on the quest, as even the breakdown and buildup of the word question reveals. Quest means a search or a pursuit made in order to acquire something. The word ion or ion means to go or going. The one who walks in the true light and in the true sound are wise to remember that they are to never stop questioning, never stop searching for and or pursuing light or science. Question all things. Question everyone. Question yourself. Be wise and be not overly confident that what you see or believe to be absolute is actually absolute. That science is very complex, relatively speaking, as many are incapable of accepting that they do not know something. The absolute, the omniscient, is the whole truth, the ultimate reality, the supreme being, all one, the all, or simply all. When people ponder about any of these tones, they are imagining, though only to the best of their human ability, that there is an unchanging eternal essence that underlies or overtruths all of creation, being beyond the realm of relative existence or perception. The absolute and all its mystery and wonder effectively draws in all seekers from all religions, sacred orders, secret societies, and schools of thought. All mystics, sages, and scientists alike have gravitated towards its center. Gravitated towards its center, only to discover for themselves that the closer they get to it, the further away it appears to be. This provided the reality that the master's closest arrival at the truest and purest understanding is of all, is their arriving at the center of himself or herself. This is what is truly meant by going within. As I have explained in the previous works of mine, as well as in my teachings, going within has been hideously misrepresented, mainly by that which is called the spiritual community or the conscious community. You travel inward to travel outward. You travel outward to travel inward. Accepting that the same darkness that is the outermost out is the same darkness that is the innermost in is key. The greatest achievement in that regard is one's realizing that darkness exists beyond the comprehension of mankind. Hence, the reason the only nearly suitable or efficient terminology for that darkness is, well, darkness. Who knows why we cannot even fathom that which is darker than dark? That same question goes for that which is lighter than light. That same question goes for that which is lighter than light. Who knows? Who knows? It's a question and it's a statement. Human beings do not seem to be capable of grasping these truths. What is darker than dark? What is lighter than light? Why are the extremes that darkness and lightness, black and white, belong to both so different and yet so alike simultaneously? Answer for yourself. What is absolute darkness? What is absolute lightness? The closest one arrives at grasping either is the meditative state's gateway to the unknown. The seeker stands at a gate that they cannot pass through. They can only allow themselves to feel the effects of this truth. The truth, that absolute, itself has yet to be obtained, at least not reportedly. Human beings have never been able to assume the towering position of the Most High. Even the highest that they could bring to their mental would only be approaching the highest point. They might be able to, theoretically and philosophically, I say this, reach the overstanding that what is meant to be near the absolute, but you shake your head.
They might.
I see it. They might be able to, theoretically and philosophically, I say this, reach the overstanding that what is meant to be near.
So it's a of. Of what?
Reach the overstanding of what is meant to be near the absolute, but may never be and may never have been able to grasp fully the absolute in its entirety. This is to explain that even the highest or the most supreme and the most grand of all human masters of all time has only braced the science of the absolute.
Mm-hmm.
The absolute is the closest human beings have ever come to understanding the absolute. Do you see the jewel I'm handing you? Sound right reasoning. Speak elite. Through... Well, Eli had a little off.
Elite speak.
Through sound right reasoning, one can calculate and figure out why absolute and absolute are so phonetically similar. Absolute, the word of emanation, amun, Asian, iman, faith, Asian, is the uppermost realm out of four worlds, as taught in the degree of the Kabbalah. As the word absolute also means close or near to God, the glaring point of mankind's inability to actually comprehend what and or who God is echoed beautifully. There are no coincidences on this walk. Never lose hold of that gem. There are those moments during an exchange of words where what is being relayed has an impact of such precision that one responds by saying absolutely, or exactly, or right, or amen, amen, or ashe. Each of these words are the ideal attributes of God, and if the word attributes does the statement, and if the word attributes does the statement no justice, The purpose of the statement is to say that each of those words are associated with tiny pieces or branches of that tree, which is indeed the Almighty. No human being has been able to measure that tree, nor did they plant it. We have a picture of the Kabbalah, or the Sefirot. Sefirot Atzilut. The words Ashe and Amin are interchangeable. I will reveal to you a mystery of supervision as it relates to Ashe, A-S-E, all-seeing eye. While in human form, that which many refer to as the third eye or the first eye is not ours to own alone. We, those of us who are able to or allowed to, only borrow the sight of that eye and utilize it collaboratively, but not fully. To access, activate, and use the third eye is to align oneself with the Amin, Ashe, the all-seeing eye, but only those who respect the Ashe or ASE, all-seeing eye, will be able to optimize in that regard. One comes closely in contact with the all-seeing eye when they experience deja vu. The phrase deja vu is of French origin, and it literally translates to already seen. Most scientists who study the phenomenon sum it up to be a feeling that one has lived through or experienced a particular situation before, even though they have never experienced that particular situation in their consciously recalled lifetime. Truthfully, there are countless lenses through which this realm is observed. Ponder about the many eyes of the apparently insignificant fly. These tiny beings typically have two round compound eyes that are made up of thousands of individual lenses called omatida. These compounds tend to provide flies with a broadened field of view and are well suited for detecting movement, which is essential for their survival. Along with these compound eyes they possess, flies also have three small, simple eyes called oculi. These smaller eyes sit at the top of their head. There are so many different types of beings who have so many different types of eyes. This realm is observed in ample various ways. Who is to say for sure that deja vu is only a feeling? Could it not be so that all of these eyes are synced up to the all-seeing eye? Imagine that each and every being that is observing this reality is somehow hooked up to a virtual reality headset suit. These VR sets, as they are technology, are hackable, and that makes it possible for glitches to occur. Simply, deja vu is a glitch. That glitch allows for any observer to come in contact with the reality of the all-seeing eye. Their physical eyes align with that omniscient that is the seer that sees the be that has always been. Quote, the knowing, although unknown, if it were to be known, would know itself. End quote. Phase 1. As a young man, even to this day, because of my sharp intellect, many people used to say things like, "You think you know everything," or you a know-it-all. You a know-it-all. After a while, I stopped taking it personally. Their remarks were only a reflection of my knowing a lot, and that bit of knowing a lot's irritating their spirits, those spirits being their own incompetence and inadequacy. They never claimed to know all things. I never claimed to know all things, or to be even neatly associated with the all-knowing. I do not, in this moment, see how it would even be possible for a being in human form with the human lifespan to obtain omniscience. True omniscience does not appear to be obtainable. To know all is to grasp infinity. In order to know all things, one would have to know every second of all time, as well as what each second would bring, is bringing, and has brought. Time and space are one. In order to achieve omniscience, one must know every atom, and one must understand that every particle and subatomic particle and their tones of command. To know all is to bound the boundless. How else can we as human beings overstand boundlessness? And there's a diagram of boundlessness in the book. Quote, within that vast expanse of nothingness, profound, where that muteness rules, bring no echo nor sound, there tells a truth a void to be a formless ocean of black, where space and time lose shape, never to form back. End quote. Nothing by Phase 1.
Yep. Go back up. Say the name again.
Nothing.
By
Phase 1.
Yeah, I just want my name to be said a little louder because that name, it hold weight. Nothing by Phase 1. Go ahead.
I wonder if you can, however, I do not doubt, wrap your mental around a science that totes foundational bricks of reality that are all composed of every component of one, as well as every component of zero. Could you bring yourself to fathom the fact that the realm you and I currently exist in functions like a computer, cell phone, laptop, television, etc.? These devices are all mini realities based on the reality that we accept as real, materialized and projected into the world. Learning to view this realm of existence like a computer may lead one to understand not only how the realm works, but also how to do the math and figure out answers on how to work the realm. I demonstrated, straightened out the demons, supremely in my book, How to Speak Elite, just how one can not only read the realm, but also speak with that same realm. Coding, encoding, and decoding, to speak simply, is the language of the Illuminati, the so-called elite.
Real quick, I'll give you an example. I said, it's OVO for OVO. Kendrick Lamar come out and say OVO. Boom. I say every dog has his day. Kendrick Lamar come out and say, every dog got to have his day. Boom. I say you find Drake in the Bible as the dragon. Drake the dragon is in the Bible. Rick Ross come out and call Drizzy Bible Drizzy. If you can't read, you probably would have never seen Bible Drizzy. But he is Bible Drizzy because Drake or the dragon is in the Bible. And I've already explained that we in that part of Revelation 12 where Michael and his angels fight the dragon and his angels. The realm is to be written and the realm is to be read. You can always read it. You can always write it. You don't understand it. You can always reread it. You can always rewrite it. You understand? So everything that's happening now, a lot of y'all are coming to me, especially being that I haven't been able to speak as much as I would have been able to speak if I would have just given myself some time, but I'm always talking, right? Y'all are like, look, you did this. You said this was coming. You wrote this out. You said, let me give you an example of something that I can't really brag about on record, right? but it happened. Before Kendrick Lamar dropped, I randomly walked over to Mrs. Faise, right? And I was like, I said, babe, I said, I see dead people. I have no idea why I said that. She has no idea, obviously, why I said that. Out of nowhere, Kendrick Lamar dropped, I think the next day or later on that day. Which one was it?
2 days later.
I don't know if it was 2 days.
It was 2 days.
So less than 3 days, Kendrick Lamar dropped. And first thing came on the record was, I see dead people. And we both was like, yo, you just said that shit. I'm like, yeah, I just said that. You can read the realm, you can write it. You feel what I'm saying? So my book, How to Speak Elite, a brother hit me up. He had just got out of prison. Right? While he was inside, he was being put onto the information and being put onto my information. And he was like, yo, How to Speak Elite changed my life. He said, you changed the whole game for me with that one book. Right? It's not a book for people to repeat. It's a book that I'm teaching you things that were literally, a lot of this was only taught to me once. I didn't have time to keep going over these lessons over and over. No. A lot of things were taught to me one time. I went out and applied it in real life. You understand? Especially that which is being called high-level alchemy. I was taught that once at 12 years old. You understand? So now, with it being advanced, and I'm being able to explain it and share it more, I can not only show you what I'm doing and how I'm playing the game, I can show you how they playing the game. When I say stuff like, I took over dot body, I astral projected and took over dot body, a lot of y'all may not notice it, but y'all was saying, yo, man, a lot of stuff Kendrick saying, I'm trying to figure out why Kendrick sound like Faise. A lot of y'all said that. As a matter of fact, people were commenting it. One of the niggas like, yo, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out why bro sound like Cuz. He like, nah, it make more sense. They may not realize what they was saying. When I wasn't able to use my voice for that extended period of time, I was still speaking. It just channeled through Kendrick and erupted with that Like That song. That's why I said I astral projected and took over dot body like that, and I crafted a record. I said, so that's for the record, for future references. If you should get it misconstrued, get in tune with how I move. I am not a first-person shooter. I am the bullet, the gun, and the henchman too. I'm telling you right now, if it's 40 people in here, maybe one person understood what I just said. I don't know if people understand what I mean when I tell you I'm an event. You are attached to me. I'm not. You know what I mean? I can leave whenever I want to. Omari Phase 1 doesn't actually exist. You think he does. The event is happening. You know what I mean? You get used to how my voice sounds, whether or not I'm making music, what I'm wearing that day. None of that matters. You understand? I'm advanced. I'm an advanced programming, okay, on the sequence that is the Al Qadir rhythm that's been being yielded by us for much longer than what I could talk about. And we beam into this reality and we beam out. You know what I mean? Or what's called glitch out. That's how I'm going to leave. And you'll understand one day. If you catch what I'm telling you, I used to tell my Umi when I was younger making music, maybe like 12, 13, I said, these are maps. She said, what do you mean by that? I said, anybody who hears my music, they can get out of here. Anybody who hears my tones, they can get out of here if they want to, if they will to. I said, I'm going to leave a map for people to find their way. I'm leaving maps for people to find their way out of here. You understand? And somebody said, what is he talking about? That's up for you to, you have to ask yourself, not what am I talking about? Ask yourself, why am I on his live? You understand? And let me explain something to you. You may not know. Maybe I don't get it too deep into it. When you come and you comment, you open a window into your life. I could read you for cleanliness right now if I wanted to. Just based off of the letters you typed on the screen. I could show you hell. I could also show you heaven. You understand? All of this is connected. This is called elite speak. Right? One of the brothers, I think it was Brother Blue Pill, did the breakdown of gematria of the Phase 1 name. He was like, yo, the whole name for the 444. He said, yo, it's all 444. All your shit is, he said, all this is a Messiah read. He said, you came here to do a job. He said, you already know why that is. You understand? He was doing it when we met on Clubhouse. I didn't ask him to do it. You understand? All of it is connected. So I speak with authority for a reason. These people were telling me I was going to die in 2022, 2023. They were telling me I was going to die, especially when I mentioned Drake. They was telling me, hey, watch your mouth. That everybody done told me to watch my mouth about everybody. But they don't realize, why does he speak with such authority? And why now, since y'all told me to be quiet, is everybody. Listen, let me explain something to you. One of the worst things the dragon could have said in his whole battle is, Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums. The second worst thing he could have said was that Kendrick was rapping like he was trying to free the people trapped in Shaitan's world, or the slaves. He said a lot of things that I'm telling you are going to backfire on him, if it hasn't already started. Because Metro did shut his whole ass up and make some drums. Except when Metro shut his whole ass up and made some drums, what he did was he made drums attached to a song that was going viral called Bible Drizzy. You said, Faise, you're not saying it right. I said, you're not seeing it right. Because who is Bible Drake? The Bible Dragon, or BBL Bible. And if you're familiar with certain languages, this is how it would have been written. You understand? Bible Drake, Drizzy, is the dragon. And because Bible Drake was a song with an old school tone to it, Metro Boomin was able to grab those tones and send it out into the world and tell everybody to attack the dragon. For what? A free beat. Let's do it again. One of the worst things, if not the worst thing, the dragon could have said in the battle was, Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums. Second worst was the line about the slaves. Now, what's the conversation happening now? David free. All right? If you know anything about the line of David, okay, has to get free. And Kendrick Lamar is rapping like he's trying to free the slaves. Who would have a problem with that other than the one who deceived the whole world and trapped them? And when Kendrick Lamar says the embassy about to get raided too, it's only a matter of time, if I'm not mistaken, the embassy being OVO's headquarters, all right? Why would he say that? And you have to also ask yourself, how did I know? Why did I know? When Kid Vish was on the live with me and he was asking what I thought about it and why I thought it was seeming like everybody was just light jabbing, I said, nah, Kendrick is about to attack. I said, and he gonna tell everything that's happening behind the scenes. How did I know that? Why did I know that? Well, it's all prophecy. BBL Drizzy, Bible Drizzy, the dragon, has to be captured. It's a part of it. The dragon has to fall. It does not prevail. That's a part of it. So while y'all, as human beings may do, are thinking on it from the surface of the understanding, you can activate as a God and come up here with us, the elite, and have an overstanding, and you will know why. In my song, Dragon, I mentioned all this stuff that Kendrick is talking about. I said I'll shoot a culture vulture out the sky and watch him dive down. I mentioned Sexy Red. You understand? I said I'm really Michael them. And now everybody's using these words and these tones. And since Metro Boomin put the challenge out, now everybody is able to hop on and go against the dragon. What does that mean? Phase 1 can no longer be this nigga who hating on Drake for some reason. It can't be that now. Now it got to be, you're going to have to now contact tens of thousands of niggas and tell them they hating on Drake. Has this happened before? Of course it has. What I say in the song, Damn Right. Right? I said, I knew they would copy me. Then they'll say I wasn't king. They'll give credit to these niggas for popping shit off. That ain't pop shit off. I literally popped it off. And you got to be out your rabbit ass mind to think Drake and his whole team don't be sitting on these lives, don't be sliding through the YouTube views, trying to see what's going on. Every song is, come on now. You see Drake is very active on social media. You understand? So, again, what can you do when I said the last thing you want me to do is turn my gaze on you? The last thing you want me to do is look at you, look in your direction. Because when I do that, I can turn the whole world against you. And now look. You understand? So I'm really Michael them. I'm godly. You with me? So this is what is meant by elite speak. You're not just talking about trying to sound like some rich person. You're literally speaking the language of code. People speak about the simulation. I gave you the key. I said the key to a simulation is a simulation. Meaning a simulation is gathering all the information that you can so that you might be able to know a thing. And we say you will know the truth and the truth will make you free. Pay attention to the words, the names of these songs. Euphoria, 616, the original number of the beast. All right? And literally wake up. Why is Kendrick saying you lied about your religious views? I could tell you why. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. Revelation chapter 3, verse 9 is so easy. We know the blasphemy of those who claim that they are with us and are not. But they are really the church of Drake. It is so easy. It's so easy. So he said, you lied about your religious views. What did Drake call views from the what? Okay. 6. It's so easy. 6. Shaitan. Okay? You want to know something else? I'll tell you something I wasn't going to tell you. But I have in a way. The harlot is not only referring to the woman. I challenge each and every one of you, when you get off here, go look up the etymology of harlot, and I bet you'll find it is referring to a man. All right? And in the book of Revelation, we spoke about the harlot being turned on. Are you with me? Everyone was going to turn on the harlot and burn the harlot. And the harlot, or the great whore of Babylon, Babylon is falling. Faise, why you kept saying that? Now you see. Babel. Even when you say Babylon, BBL. Right? And what did Rick Ross keep saying as a joke? Right? He said, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, who knows? You with me? Are you paying attention yet? So it's all in the game. Remember my song, Brokest Nigga Ever? I said, if you knew the Matrix was a game, you'd be playing too. So here's what you do. Y'all take the narrative I just gave you and run with it. That's how you affect the Al-Qadir rhythm. You take what I gave you and run with it. When people say BBL Drizzy, you tell them, hey, that's Bible Drizzy. And you show them in Revelation chapter 12, verse 3, the red dragon. And tell me red ain't another word for light skin. We can go on all day. We can go on all day. Right? Kendrick say somebody's lying. You are of your father, Drake, the devil, who deceived the whole world. They calling them predators. You may only be thinking in terms of the sense of the law. Draconians are predators. The Molekians are predators. that prey on the human beings and their children. Did Phase 1 call it? Of course he did. Here comes Santa Claus. I said, the dragon wants your child. All right. I will show you what's happening right now, Revelation chapter 12. Okay? That as Kendrick Lamar is saying, hide your children, that's all a part of the prophecy. That's literally the script. That the woman had to flee. Okay? She fled into the wilderness to protect what? Her child from Drake. Y'all think I'm playing, but dragon means Drake. They're interchangeable words. Drake was trying to consume, is what they said, the child. And she had to protect the child from Drake. Yeah, exactly. Dungeon cry. Right? I said, tell the dragon you can't have them. Protect the children. And what I say, here we are today to claim our children. Tell the dragon you can't have them. And if y'all think I'm just saying that just to say that, then why did I call my song Dragon when I was referring to Drake? So now I'm literally showing you how I wrote this. I wrote it into existence. And now look what's happening. And it's only going to get what? More powerful. And we're getting closer to the sun. The summer solstice. What a time to be alive, Shaitan. We've had many wars before, have we not, Drake? What a time to be alive. You and yours versus me and mine. And y'all think he's just rapping, but it's all a part of the game. The you and yours is Michael and his angels. The me and mine he talking about himself, the dragon, and his angels. What a time to be alive. What is that time? I told you it's the 9th hour. We in that hour. The mystery hour that no one was given permission really to speak on till Pops came. Dr. Melikazi York opened the 7th seal. So BBL Drizzy, all right, is Bible Drizzy. I'll say something else. When you're saying BBL, BL is who? Baal. All right? Because when you're dealing with the synthetic, listen to the word, syntheo, the moon god, synthetic, moon god timing, syntheotic. They want all the women on moon god timing. They want them to be divas, devils. You understand? Or Beyonce came through video phone, create or make the sounds, more sounds of the video. Who is the video? Video is VI6, Deo, God. Does Drake call himself the sis guy? Yes, he does. Does he throw up the triple sixes? Yes, he does. You understand? Is his name, his literal whole name, not the message of the dragon, Aubrey, Albrick, elf ruler. And elf is a fallen angel. Go look it up. Elf ruler, Drake, dragon, the ruler of the fallen angels, 200 in number. All right, and the word gram is a message. Bringing his message to the whole world. Somehow, this being makes it to be, quote unquote, the top of hip hop, the head of hip hop. How did he do it? Somebody's lying by deceiving the whole world. So, if you want to find out what's happening right now, go read Revelation 12. Just read it. It's so easy. Same song and dance. All right? So I just showed you an example of elite speak. Take the BBL, Drizzy, to be Bible Drizzy. Show people where it's at. Revelation 12. Explain about protecting the children and all of that being found right there. You know what I mean? I even explained to you Kendrick Lamar, Duckworth, and how Drake means duck. Go look it up. Drake doesn't just mean dragon. It also means duck. Go figure. No, literally, go figure it out. All right? And how Duckworth was speaking about a pool, all right? Or Lamar Duckworth, I think it was speaking about a pool that was saying somebody was going to be enclosed in it. All right? Well, I explained that to you. That's in the book of Revelation also. The lake of fire. And we cast the dragon down into the lake of fire for him to be trapped, enclosed, and we locked him up for 1,000 years. So Kendrick comes out and says the embassy next to get raided. Who was raided first for these people to see? Diddy. By Homeland Security. And I kept saying, time for everybody to come home. Come home. All right? So he said it's only a matter of time, because that's literally is. It's only a matter of time. The dragon's rule is up. Shaitan's rule is up. His 6,000-year rule is up. There is no more sixth God. Babylon, BBL-on, is fallen. It's fallen. All right? That's an example of elite speak.
The purposes for coding in this day and time is for human beings to find ways to converse with electronic devices by transfiguring human input with numerical sequences that the computers are able to comprehend. The whole of this dominion, called reality, has been seemingly coded for human beings to understand, as if human beings are the computer that needed translations of the reality it's computing. What I'm revealing right now may not ally with popular beliefs or ideologies that coding may yield